Hello, everyone. Shalom. I just wanted to get on here and I wanted to talk about some things. I really don't have a title of what I'm talking about. It's really just giving God glory, honor, and praise because He has been so faithful in my life and has shown out tremendously. He has showed out and He has never ever disappointed me, no matter when doubt creeps up, no matter when thoughts come. He never disappointed me ever, ever. No matter when I doubted something he said, no matter when my belief is zero to none, no matter when my faith is tarnished from whatever I went through, maybe in the previous season or some kind of trauma in the past. He has been so amazing from allowing me to deal with so much when I was younger, up into my teenager years, up into adulthood. I have dealt with so many different challenges. I have dealt with um, abuse. I have dealt with um, um, bullying. I have dealt with divorce. I had dealt with so many different things. And in between it all, it wasn't allowing me, life wasn't allowing me to measure the extent of what people did to me, but it was teaching me about myself in a sense of growing up in certain areas, from not taking things personally, being defensive, not trying to have the last word. God taught me so much. He taught me to not take things personal because a lot of times when people do things to you, it don't necessarily have to be about you. It could be about what they're suffering with and what they're going through. And I realized that. I realized that in my walk that everything is not for you to take personal. And in a lot of things that and a lot of things that you face, and a lot of things that you face is for you. And that's what I came to realize. Forgiveness and love has been one big thing in my life that I have learned in my wilderness. I have learned being around, people and destiny helpers God has placed in my life, from my youngest son's father to um, many people, down, in my walk of life. Um, and I don't really want, because this is really, I'm getting on here and I don't really have a topic. Holy Spirit, lead me. It's just really thanking God for what He is doing. And also, the loss of my youngest son's father from leukemia. In the midst of that, I was also dealing with my son with the lupus. I was fighting the doctors. They just wanted my son to continue on Western medicine, made threats, told me it was neglect, because I did not agree. It was a fight, it was a tussle, and I continue to stay my ground, allowing God to purge me inside and out, with certain disciplines, a certain mentality and standard. God was growing me up, and so it was a lot, and it's definitely worth it when you serve God because He does something in you that you may not understand at the point. And I mean, you will not understand in that moment in time, but you will eventually understand why you went through what you went through, with standing up, not knowing how to open your mouth and telling people that, listen, this bothered me. I wasn't feeling that, you know. Don't ever step on my toes. Don't ever do that to me again. That was disrespectful. That hurt my feelings. You were out of line. And confronting a person in a manner of authority and standing up, for yourself, and setting the tone, setting boundaries, and letting people know you're not the one. And at a point in time, I didn't know how to do that, but I always had it in me. And it's like my throat chakra was always shot, but it's just like I always had this lion in me. And and it just really took me to just go through what I went through for that line to come out. Like what God has done to me and shown me exactly who I am, I'm afraid of myself. You know, I'm afraid of myself. I'm like, who is that girl? Who is that girl that God has transformed? Who is that girl that God has renewed her mind? Who is that girl that God has changed her heart? Like I said, I came on here and I'm just pouring out and letting you guys know that God has did a work in me. Let me tell you, he has did a work in me to be able to stand against those who have harmed me with forgiveness and love and kindness, drawing the line, setting boundaries, standing up for myself and letting you know, like, listen, that's not it. And I will not allow that in my space. My energy is on 100, my vibrations is on high, and I'm flowing on the frequency that's taking me higher. So I just like I really wanted to get on here and just talk about like how amazing what God has done. He's really just gave me a new perspective and a way of looking at things instead of taking things so personal, you know, and feeling bad for people rather than for hating them for what they did to you. Because listen, I'm not innocent either. I've done things to people in the sense of not deliberately and purposely to harm them, but it's like I'm not innocent. So God had to work on me with my mouth, certain things that I say, not realizing it or realizing it, whatever the case may be. I'm not perfect. I'm not saying that, you know, I'm a victim. Everybody done did. Yeah, yes, a lot of things happened to me out of my control. People did things for me for no reason. But God had to work on me for now the way I respond to certain things because of how I've been trying to use the right word, how I have been handled. It caused me to have this disposition. It caused me to have this kind of mindset and, you know, these insecurities and these certain ways about myself that really wasn't me. It's just the way I was conditioned through certain things that I went through and certain things that were spoken over me. So with that being said, it's just like, you know, I just wanted to get on here to just give God thanks that if he did it for me, he can do it for you. He has no respect to person. And he really just took me through places I never thought in a million years that I would go through. You know? I mean, I was a rebellious, hard-headed, stubborn person because I felt like I was carrying so much hurt and baggage of things that I felt like, why did it happen to me? And then I realized, thank God it happened to me because I would not be who I am and where I'm at today. I would not be able to stand strong and be firm in what I say and in what I do. Because nobody will come into my place and disrupt my peace and my joy ever again. Because guess what? Your girl knows who she is. But I had to be transformed. I had to be transformed through a process. I had to be gutted and wrenched out because I was a wretched man. I was a wretched person. I was born into sin. There was nothing but sin on me from my mother and from the generation before. And just because I was born into a world of sin, sin was just around me. And so I found who I was in Christ. And so I found that person he has molded and shaped. And so I found that person he knew before he placed in my mother's womb. I had to be transformed and be renewed. But it took a process. It took a certain kind of strategy, a certain kind of strategic format that God has placed for me to be able to navigate through the wilderness and navigate through life, so he could show me the errors of my ways so I could turn from my ways, so my heart can be purged and cleansed, you know. And I look back and I'm like, wow, like my mom, I forgave her. And I begin to feel, when you really forgive somebody and you could be around them and feel more bad for them than you hate them, that's a win-win, you know. I'm glad that my fruit has been shown forth. How I can stand up to people and let you know, listen, this is wrong. This is not okay. I'm not going to stand for it. That's it. It's no more around it. There's nothing around it. There's nothing that's going to stay beneath it. Everything's going to rise up to the surface. And we're going to handle that thing. So, with that being said, I just wanted to get on here and just talk about what God has done. God has, you know, taken me out of, went through all this with my son, him having lupus, the doctor's telling me that he had lupus. We all know that's nothing but parasites. Parasites in the body. Me being, the doctor saying I have diabetes, and that was parasites as well. My youngest son's father passed away from leukemia. I didn't know at the time, but we all know what that is. But I feel like I'm all over the place, but in reality, it's just really going back in history and looking till now what God has done in my life. He has really done a work in me, and coming on here to encourage other people that he could do a work in you if you allow him to, because it's a partnership. He's doing work as well as you. But if you do not receive him and you don't give him your heart, how is he going to do anything in you if you're not allowing him to work through you? Your heart is still hardened. Your heart don't want to let go of that hurt and pain, that disappointment, and the different people in your life that left you. You're still questioning, like, why me, why this, why that, and you're walking around bitter and upset, but yet your life isn't changing at all because you're still holding on to so much stuff that's causing so much delay. You're not able to receive any revelation so that you can receive the proper growth and maturity, so you can receive the proper the proper growth and maturity, and just becoming a whole new person, becoming a person that you never met before. Being able to go inside and take out all the stuff, all the things that were crammed and pressing down on the person that you truly are. So now it's like, I have all this clutter, I have to release it so that way that person that's deep down inside can come up and I can be introduced to that version of me that I never knew. The version of the generations before me never knew. Because they weren't able to take the clutter out and remove it. Let me tell you something. That was the most gruesome thing, to be able to face the worst of you and become the best of you. When I mean, that is the most, let me tell you, that is the most wild thing I can tell you that I have experienced, because I was like, I tugging the world myself, like, I don't want to feel this pain, I don't want to feel this, I don't want to go through this, I don't want to endure this, and I was fighting it and fighting it and fighting it. But I'm so glad that I ended up going through so many years, so many years in the wilderness, so many years in the wilderness, facing the version of myself that I no longer wanted ties to, but I didn't know how to be freed and loose from it. So I thank God for the people he said he had placed in my life, for my youngest son's father. God rest his soul. God has been so amazing to me, and he had blessed me in a way that I don't think I can really comprehend. I don't think I can really right now put it in words, because I feel like it's so much he has done in me, and I can say so much to you, but it's more because I'm the one that's experiencing. It's just, I'm getting on here and say, if he did it for me, he could do it for you. If whatever you're struggling with, it doesn't matter mentally. I was an overthinker. I was insecure. I was this, I was that. I battle with those things. And I'm not ashamed to say it, because I know people are dealing with those things. That's not who I am anymore. That's never who I was. That's not who you are. Those are demons that are suppressing you. Those are entities that are behind people, and they're being used and to come against you. Society, these different things they place in front of you, saying you should be like this and look like that, and if you don't look like that and you don't do this, then you're not enough, you're not this, you're not that. And I've been told that, I've been told I wasn't pretty enough. I've been told I wasn't good enough. I've been told I couldn't do this. I've been talked about. So you're not alone. You're absolutely not alone. So I've been coming on here and, I'm just in awe, and even talking to you guys, like, I'm still somewhere else. Like, I don't think you guys understand when you really have a true relationship with Christ, which is so amazing, and it feels so good to know someone loves you so much that they gave their life for you. They love you so much, it don't matter what you do, you can keep leaving them and coming back, leaving them and coming back, and they still remain the same towards you. So nothing that you can or cannot do will separate you from his love. We remove and separate ourselves from his love, but his love still remains and it still stands. We may have to go through some things because of our choices, but his love never changes. When I tell you I should not be on here, God owes me nothing just because I went through the things that I went through, because he's not. I listened to a pastor. He said, God's not here to serve us, we're to serve him. But we have this arrogance, we have this behavior that God owes us something. No, he doesn't. He doesn't have to do anything he doesn't have to do anything for you at all. From dust we came, to dust we will return. We must learn to humble ourselves, and where I had to come to a place of humbling myself, so that way God can do what it is that he wants to do in you, so that you can go and help someone else. So I'm just here. Hold on, puppy. Hold on. I'm just here. Hold on, baby. I'm just here to share that with you guys, because it's just mind blowing. It's just mind blowing. Um, it's just mind blowing. I know, puppy. It's just mind blowing on how God just does what he does. Like, he saved me multiple times. He pushed me through the flaming fires. He rescued me so many times in my hard-headed and stubborn ways. And he's always came through. When I came to a place of obedience, he always came through. He's always been faithful. You know? Whatever I needed, he got it. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay, go with Sissy. Guys. Yes, guys. So I don't want to keep you guys here too long, but I do have to give my father the love he deserves, and the praise and the honor and the worship and the glory, everything he deserves. Like I wrote on my post, I said I want to give him, like how we say, from the crown of our head to the sole of our feet. Just make sure you're not missing any overgrown toenails that's sticking out. You're not missing a piece of edge here. Make sure you give him everything. Okay? Don't leave nothing out. We're not going to leave nothing out. Okay? So, guys, thank you for listening. Continue to follow me on all my platforms. Follow me and my sister's health and wellness page, plaintiveblacksisters.com, because we all need healing, and it starts with the food and the natural medicine that God has provided us. That will be another topic that I will talk about. And yeah, follow me on Instagram, Agape Hair Braiding and Crochet 7. Whatever, because I'm gonna actually try to post this on every platform. But yes, so my YouTube page, Once Was Lost, Now Has Been Found. Once was lost, now I am found. So yes, on there, like, comment, and subscribe. Yes, guys. So I'm just in awe, and I thank God, and I just pray that one day you guys will get to a place of understanding who your father is, not just knowing of him, but truly knowing him and developing an amazing relationship with him. It is mind-blowing. He will blow your mind. He will transform your mind. He will cleanse out your heart. He will gut you out. Just give him the opportunity to do that. He will not disappoint you, I promise, because he has not disappointed me yet, and he never will, because he is the real G. He is the real MVP. He is the real deal, and he's everything to me. And I don't know what I would do without him. I'm nothing without him. So when I'm on here, just know it's him, it's not me. So I always say, Lord, please let it always be all of you and none of me. I'm just here on here. It's not a direct message. It's just a word of encouragement and just sharing my testimony about what God has done for me. So I love you guys. Shalom.